Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you had a good midweek weekend. Sorry for the break, but I just had stuff to do the last couple days. But we're back. Um, I did before I had to take a break. I did mess with the texture stuff. Hopefully, we won't have any pop-in, or at least not a lot of pop-in. I guess we'll find out. And I also turned down the effects volume and turned up the main game volume in OBS, so hopefully it will be able to hear the dialogue a little bit better without the noise getting too overbearing, so you hear my voice over all the gunshots and explosions and stuff. I guess we'll find out. So I can't even really remember where we were. um, I I think we had just gotten Dylan back in, like he had walked back into Central Executive, and now we need to go. He is leading us to the ordinary AWE place, and we need to go investigate how they came upon Ordinary and kidnapped Dylan, I believe. Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, there are a couple of side quests that I do want to get out of the way before
Lots of errors on this phone.
before we continue on with the main quest. So the first one is the jukebox. We got a coin for the jukebox, and we talked to Arish, and Arish said, and when you enter the jukebox, you get sent. Oh my god, my cat is already bugging me. I've been online for 10 seconds, and she has an entire bowl of food. Anyways, okay, so year one. Go on an expedition. So the gimmick is that you use the jukebox and it plays for a certain amount of time, and then if you're alive, the jukebox sends you back. But there is something I want to explore while we are in here. We'll get there soon enough. Now, for the regular expeditions, all of this is timed. You see on the, like in the upper left, there's a timer, but they are, the higher tier expeditions have less time. Like you're really on a crunch to get through these. But because this is like the tutorial for the expeditions, they give you a little bit of leeway. Now the objective here is you have to sit, and it's basically like a capture and hold thing from multiplayer games. You just have to sit here in these little areas and try to live. Obviously, I'm not doing a fantastic job right now. Okay. Well, doesn't it just figure that the first time back in 2 days and my stream immediately takes a dump from the internet? I rebooted the router and the cable modem and my computer, ran Twitch tests, and now it seems to be okay, but I guess we'll see how long that lasts. So, I had to quit out of the game, and since I was in the middle of that expedition quest, I have no idea where I'm gonna start, where I'm gonna be when I press start. So I guess we're gonna find out together. Oh, and now it's not reading my controller. Okay. Okay. So let's find out together. Okay, so I'm in the expedition still, so I guess that's something. Retrieve lost specimen data.
Squad Captain Lopez, reporting on Expedition 17B. At the formation now, visually no distinction from the previous visit. The link detectors are still standing. One arch has a light flashing, so we're gonna give the area a once over. Then we'll head back. Lopez out.
Something tells me that Lopez didn't make it. This guy one-shot me, I guess? Not cool, bro. Not cool. Okay. Oh, a little too close for my... Oh, shit. You guys are getting a little too close. Damn, what even hit me? I didn't even see anything. These guys are pretty fucking tanky. And taking hella hits. Okay, and now on this journey, we can actually take a look at the thing I was talking about earlier. Actually, yeah. This is one of the moments where, infinite hover actually comes in handy. So as you can see, this is the Northmoor sarcophagus #1. Somehow Northmoor's powers, when he was in the original sarcophagus, managed to teleport him into the foundation, or into the quarry, or the expedition site, the quarry, whatever. It's the same place. But how it got here, well, I guess that's left up to the imagination. Can we go inside? Looks like there's not much here. No Easter eggs, I guess. I mean, besides it being here in the first place, but... Okay. That's all I wanted to show. I hear you. Oh, did they both just fall off the edge? You know what? Works for me. Fuck you guys. Oh, well, that wasn't nice. Okay, how about now? That's why I think the melee should be a little stronger at base. That guy had, like, no health, and it still didn't kill him. Actually, I don't even need to fight these guys. Fuck them. And as you can see, every time we beat a tier, the pillar deteriorates a little bit. But we are running a little low on time. Oops, wrong button. And here, if you remember, I mentioned a couple of streams ago when we originally encountered it, the furnace. The furnace is not the, I mean the mold, yes, but like the shit monster in maintenance, and it's an entity that is creeping in to the oldest house. Here it is. I'm not sure if if the one furnace moves around, or maybe there are multiple furnace entries into whatever it's feeding, but it is here in the quarry as well as the basement of the oldest house. For now, we have to feed the furnace. Now, oddly, you have to feed the furnace his corrupted material, and what that means for the furnace itself, it's probably a question we should be asking. But Jesse, for the moment, does not seem terribly concerned about that. Damn, you just used homing rockets on me? Distorted tourists. This must be one of the people who got caught fucking in the formation and died. Well, there are two of them, so that would leave credence to the theory. And if you finish on time, you get a reward that you don't really need. Hooray! Reward. Won't even let me see what they are. Looks like one of them is a damage. That might be good.
Guess the song ended. Good timing.
Wow. Okay, that's really good. Just FYI, Rish, that place really sucked.
We go around that way. No. There you are. Did you find those rangers at the formation?
I found them. But it's not good news. The Hiss got there first. Lots of them.
Another dead team. Jesus. You know, I should have seen this coming. The formation, it's got like a pull to it. Things just end up there.
Yeah, we
I'm
noticed.
sure you saw all the junk from the Bureau lying around.
There were a lot of Hiss, Arish. I mean, a lot. Did they get pulled in too?
Or they forced their way in. The formation is just a big question mark to us. But who knows? You might even find some useful stuff down there. All I know is we cannot let the Hiss get comfortable.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Uh-huh. A simple one. You need to find more tokens and clear the Hiss the fuck out of the formation.
That is simple.
Yeah, we're not doing
And
that.
I found a file on the formation while you were gone. You take a look for yourself if you want. A lot of the terms in there are way beyond me. I don't like to overcomplicate these situations. When in doubt, fuck it. Shoot something, right?
Real helpful, Arish.
I try.
I do like
have to
Arish.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know.
Okay, collectibles, research? The Formation, compiled by Dr. Edna Pierce. lead researcher of parakinesiology. Okay. Formation is a tall stone structure found in Quartzite Beta, only reachable by placing distinct tokens into the jukebox object of power. The formation's exact purpose is blank, but we can at least examine its relationship with the blank surrounding it. Measuring devices found trace evidence of blank at certain lines running from the formation to the blank. When examined properly, 4 direct ritual tethers were detected. Some form of sympathetic causality connects the formation with the blank, which means, in theory, that when certain blanks are performed at one, it will physically affect the other. I've been urged to note here that some individuals believe the formation responds to any fulfillment of purpose or desire in nearby individuals, though I'd like to remind those individuals that we're the parakinesiology department, not the parafeelings department. I'm proud to report that my team was able to design, construct, and install a permanent detection system. These arches will help rangers identify when the casual tethers are active, allowing them to better blank. And the jukebox. Songmaster Jukebox. Acquisition date on, was that May 8th, 1988? Item is to be kept in a secure location in the executive sector. The room must be sealed before usage to prevent unintentional transportation of staff. A classic 1950s jukebox made by Songmaster Entertainment Limited. The jukebox was found with a single record inside, titled A Song for the Others by blank. When this record is played in the object, anyone within earshot is translocated for as long as the album is playing. Those involved in the object's first known incident report being transported to a tropical beach. Exact location unknown. When this object is used in the oldest house, it only transports users to an area located in the recently manifested quarry threshold. Researchers theorize that this site's unique spatial density results in all transitioning material gravitating to its position, as has been observed with other Bureau equipment. The oldest house's unique nature could also be having an effect on the object itself. The object is not bound to any known individual. Attempts by Bureau staff to bind it have resulted in blank and should not be attempted again. I'm guessing that blank is deaths. Okay. ID Arctic Queen. Acquisition date November 18th, 1974. No unique procedures required. An Arctic Queen brand electric refrigerator model from the 1960s. No cooling functionality. And the door is decorated with crayon illustrations by blank. The illustrations cannot be removed from the item. All attempts have failed. The paper cannot be burned or torn. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after it survived the collapse of New York City's Grand Central Hotel, where it served as an appliance in apartment blank, rented by a man named blank. It became the subject of local infamy after surviving the building's collapse undamaged. Mr. Blank, who was out of the building at the time of collapse, retained ownership of the item until 1974, when the Bureau purchased the item through a false identity. New altered effects have been observed. See file A something 10F for details and new procedures. Okay, why is he giving me a red triangle?
I don't think I ever told you this, but I was actually on the path to being a ranger once. Did the whole boot camp thing. Even got rookie status. Anyway, not the point. My own ranger squad was a great bunch. There was 6 plus me. Remus, Hazard, Cho, Guy, Heptonstall, and Thompson. They were supposed to get back from an expedition yesterday. We had beers and wings planned. Problem is, they weren't here when Darling handed out the HRAs.
Then they had nothing protecting them from the hiss.
You see, they prepped for the worst, but I think that we're already past that. We all wore these pouches around our neck, and I really don't want the hiss to get them. Could you find them for me? The squad would have come back through maintenance, but they probably spread out from there.
I'll keep an eye out for them, Arish. And I won't let them stay hiss.
Okay, well, I guess that's why he had a red triangle.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know.
Okay.
Hey, watch yourself out there.
And I did want to actually... Oh, yeah, let's do this one. Now that we have power, or the hover power, we can go and find the anchor that Wells had locked up in containment. Yes. And then after that, I finally want to do the Hideo Kojima mission because I've been meaning to do that for like 2 streams now, and I keep forgetting to do it. So we're actually gonna do it. I think this is the right way. No, well, no, that's a bathroom. And that's a bathroom. This is not the right way. And no, well, what the hell? That's definitely not the right way. Oh, right, it's red because that's where we actually need to go next. Here we go. This is the one.
That's an altered item up there.
Oh, right, this too. One of Langston's runaways. Forgot about that.
Wasn't so bad.
Paper lantern procedures. Acquisition date March 1st, 2008. This item should be kept in a locked containment cell. Any prolonged observation of the item should be avoided. The item is a paper lantern known as a chochin? I don't know how to pronounce that. The paper is read with an elegant black Japanese characters that translate to ramen. Item has an attractive effect that is both physical and psychological. Nearby objects gravitate towards the item with a minor force blank. More notable is its ability to attract sentient organisms with its rich red color and warm, comforting glow.
This is the safe room Wells showed me. The one with the altered item inside.
And the door is open. Spooky. Sealed Threshold Account. Compiled by Lynn Salvador. Threshold with effect blank manifested in the containment sector in the middle of the blank department. Simultaneously, numerous blank appeared in the area, injuring and killing many blank. After rescue operations were completed and blank rangers were sent in to discover the threshold's epicenter, the sheer amount of blank made the expedition impossible. The area was sealed off, and after removing the clocks, proved an impossible task. The area was sealed off after removing the clocks proved an impossible task. The department was relocated and the area abandoned. Researchers theorized the threshold introduced unstable matter into our dimension, which adopted the form of clocks as blank when introduced to more stable blank.
Great. More clocks.
So, before, like, when you first get in here, you can dash over that area to get up here, but then this is impossible to get over because you don't have hover. So you have to come back later. Am I high enough? Nope. This one's high. Launching efficiency. 18, 17. Get rid of this shit first. I think I have a better one. 53, 71. Okay. Nope, nope, that's not what. Nope. Get 1% better. Okay. No! Shit. Okay, shit. Okay.
What the fuck is that?
The huge fuck off alien anchor.
It's making more clocks?
Now, the objective is... That's kind of weird. That it will open its shield at semi-random locations, and you have to chuck the red clocks in, or hopefully the red clocks in, to damage it. Now, unfortunately, there's only like a couple of red clocks at a time, and it doesn't always open where you are, so you have to kind of fly around and get to it, and it will one-shot you.
That must be the altered item.
Well, I think the black shield around the anchor is technically the altered part, but sure, Jesse. Maybe if you read the reports.
There. No wonder the Rangers had such a hard time with that one.
Oh yeah, when I was farting around after stream the other night, I did unlock the door to do the self-reflection side quest. We should probably do that, because that one's pretty funny. Yeah, I wanted to get ground slam. Nope, nope, need one more point. Okay. One thing at a time. Astral Expedition. Is that right? Okay. Oh, now I have another anchor procedures. Acquisition date September 28th, 1976. Ocelot's anchor. Black rock paneling successfully prevents manifestation of the sphere. A Trotman-style anchor made of iron and with a wooden stock. Surface is rusted in places. Weighs 3,798 pounds. Wow. The item generates a persistent blank sphere, the purpose of which is currently unknown. This sphere is always generated at a precise point in relation to the item, specifically blank horizontal feet and blank vertical feet from the blank the anchor. Appendix. April 25th, 1983, Ranger First Class was dropped into the sphere wearing a diving suit with dedicated oxygen line at blank AM EST. After 10 minutes and 13 seconds inside the sphere, Blank's oxygen line was cut at the sphere's border by an unseen force. All agents in the room during Blank's entry into the sphere experienced vomiting, vertigo, and loss of fingernails within an hour of one another. Ranger Blank has been declared MIA, presumed dead. Apparently somebody was not happy that they dropped him in, huh? Is this really the right way? This does not feel like the right way. Oh, and there, hey, it's the mold guy. One of Underhill's missing mold men. Recording chair procedures. Before using the recording devices, please ensure the following safety measures are met. 1. Ensure the volunteer is securely fastened in the chair. 2. Ensure the hood is placed over the volunteer's head. This will prevent the volunteer from taking in visual stimuli during the record process. Record? Yep, I guess. Shouldn't it be recording process? Whatever. Which can lower the quality of captured footage. This also prevents recording technicians from viewing the volunteer's face, which undergoes muscle spasms during recording that some consider upsetting. 3. Check if the volunteer is comfortable. 4. Activate the recording apparatus. 5. After recording is complete, check volunteer cognitive ability using the provided questionnaire. A reminder, do not be alarmed if the length of recorded footage exceeds the volunteer's period of unconsciousness. Astral dilation is a known issue. If any problems arise during this process, contact your supervisor. Precognitive powers. Nadine, send this to research for analysis regarding my precognitive powers. Urgent. Dr. Darling, last night I had a dream. In the dream, I was given the solution to a staffing problem I've been presented with just yesterday. The problem is of a confidential nature and must therefore remain unclarified here. But I can assure you that the method through which I received this helpful information was undeniably paranatural. I can only draw the conclusion that I possess exceptional precognitive abilities and as such offer my services to the Bureau's research teams. We must utilize my powers for the greater good. Signed, Mr. Francis Bertram. Wow, well, we gotta get on this. Oh, must have killed the guy in here. Oh, nope.
I think that's the last one. I should let Underhill know.
If anybody has watched the first Ghostbusters, you might recognize these cards. I do not see any electric shock apparatus in this testing room, though. So I guess they're a little bit better than Dr. Venkman. Okay. Now we got the tapes.
This should be interesting.
イメージの世界を体験しましょう。早速始めましょう。 Welcome to my guided imagery experience.
レッスン1森との戯れ
Exercise 1 The Forest of Positive Interactions.
私は徳井義美博士私を信じて任せてください
My name is Dr. Yoshimi Tokui. Trust my words. I'm here for you.
目を閉じて心を開いてくださいあなたは浜辺に一人佇んでいます誰もいない静かな浜辺
Close your eyes, open your mind, and find yourself on an empty beach.
さざ波の音が聞こえ遠くにカモメが見えますポテトチップスの袋をつついてますね
The waves are rolling in, and the seagulls are fighting over a discarded bag of potato chips.
ハラペーニョ味のようです
I believe they're jalapeno flavored.
沖の方に何か見えます森が海の上に浮かんでいます
I see something in the middle of the ocean. They appear to be trees.
もしかしたら人を遠ざけようとする今のあなたの気持ちを暗示しているのかもしれません
Perhaps they are ocean trees. Or perhaps they are metaphors for how you push people away.
それが何なのか一緒に探してみましょう波の方に近づいてみてください
Let's find out together. Just walk over the waves, friend.
Eliza Harris, thank you for the follow and welcome to the stream. I'm good. How about you?
森は寂しそうです話しかけてみませんか
The trees look lonely. Why don't you talk to them?
森にささやきかけましょうあなたは愛されるに値すると誰もが愛されるに値すると森もうなずいています
You whisper to the trees. You tell them that they deserve love, that everyone deserves love. The trees agree.
木々は健康になりお互いに愛を育んでいくのでしょ
They will now go on to form healthy, respectful relationships with other trees,
Oh,
Or
good for the
shrubs.
tree. Or
whatever they
shrub.
prefer.
うさあ森をそっとしておいて
I
おきまし
play
ょ
all
う
types of
Now
games.
let's
I
leave
play
these trees
like
to their love.
I play action games and shooters
Voyeurism.
and stealth
Voyeurism
games, all
is important.
all kinds of stuff.
何か不穏なものを感じます何でしょう
I sense a disturbance in our love garden,
Uh-oh.
a menace.
行ってみましょう森の危機かもしれません行ってみましょう
Go find it. Do not let it darken our forest of emotions.
We gotta get this menace.
この森にはふさわしくありません巨大なタイヤでビーチが荒らされてしまいます
A forklift. It does not like the tree's romance. It is ruining our lovely beach with its hateful tires.
なんということでしょう機械を止めてくださいあのカモメには家族がいます
It ran over one of the gulls.
No.
Such bloodshed. Turn off the machine. That gull had a family.
さっきのポテトチップスはお腹に赤ちゃんがいる奥さんへのプレゼントでしたあの機械を止めなければ
The potato chips were for his pregnant wife.
Wow.
The forklift must be stopped.
Fuck this forklift.
「やりましたねあの恐ろしい機械は止まりました
You did it. The murderous machine will kill no more.
Good.
The trees can love undisturbed.
フォークリフトも孤独な木々ももうありませんあなたの心は安らぎと慈愛に満たされているはずです
Our beach is no place for forklifts or lonely trees. Your mind is a safe haven for love.
Yeah, I see it. Sorry, I got a little distracted with the mission.
健康になった
Focusing a little too
感じ
hard.
はありますか
Doesn't that feel nice? Aren't you feeling healthier?
さてもう時間のようです
I am
感受
feeling
性豊か
healthier.
なあなたのままでいてください
Oh my. It seems we're all out of time.
No.
Stay receptive, friend.
But we just saved the goal from the forklifts. Are you feeling healthier now, Eliza?
That actually was relaxing. And strangely insightful.
Okay, now tape 2. Oh, you're one of the bots. Okay, I'm sorry, but no thanks. Hey, always more bots.
Embracing the erratic, an audio journey. What is this for?
Welcome to my guided imagery experience.
レッスン2気まぐれを受け入れるです。
Exercise 2. Embracing the erratic.
私は徳井義美博士。私を信じて任せてください。
My name is Dr. Yoshimi Tokui. Trust my words. I'm here for you.
目を閉じて心を開いてください。想像してみてください。あなたは閑散とした浜辺にいます。
Now, close your eyes, open your mind, and find yourself on a deserted beach.
波が岩に打ち寄せ、カモメたちが旋回しながら近づいてきます。
The waves are crashing against the rocks, and the gulls are circling overhead, drawing ever closer.
カモメたちが怖いですか？大丈夫。彼らは危害を加えません。
Are you scared of birds? If so, please try not to be.
No, of course not. We just saved the goal.
あなたは喉が渇いています。
Look, a vending machine. You must be thirsty.
さあ、渇きを潤しに行きましょう。
Let us go quench your thirst.
I am a little thirsty, actually.
あなたのお気に入りのソーダがあります。ボタンを押してみましょう。
They have your favorite soda. You know the one.
Oh, cool.
Press the button.
My favorite
自
soda.
動販売機が逃げていきます。追いかけてください。
The machine has run off with your favorite soda. Chase it.
さあ頑張って。あれはあなたが世界で一番好きな飲み物です。
Fight for it. This is your favorite soda in the whole world.
人を殺してでも手に入れる、それくらい好きなはずです。急いで走ってください。
The soda you kill a man for.
Whoa. Wait.
Soda.
Hang on a sec. I am trying to use launch and shoot the gun at it, but I can't do that.
ソーダが出てきました。やった。
The soda tumbles out. Victory.
あ、ちょっと待ってください。これは違う種類です。
But wait, it's not the right kind.
いや、このソーダを試してみましょう。
I guess you have to try something new.
きっと気に入るはずです。
Go on. You might like it.
美味しいですよね。新しいお気に入りができました。
How delicious. This is your new favorite soda.
新しいものに挑戦するときこそ人生の一番素敵な部分を発見できます。
When you try new things, you sometimes discover the best of life has to offer.
それがソーダのレッスンです。
That's a soda lesson for you.
今度は
Wise words.
別の自意識に目を向けてみましょう。
Ah, another personal realization awaits.
走ってください。運動することは良いことです。
Hurry over. Run. Exercise is good for you.
死体です。いつもだったらとてもびっくりしますよね。
It's a dead person. This would normally be quite an upsetting thing to find, yes?
心配しないで。あなたは安全です。
Do not worry. You are safe.
ちょっと 死体に触ってみませんか？
Why don't you try touching the dead person?
面白いことが起きるかもしれません。
It could be interesting.
I don't know. I'm getting a little skeptical of Dr. Takui.
なんてことだ。死体がたくさん出てきました。どこから来たんでしょう？
Oh, merciful gods. Dozen of more corpses appeared. Where did they come from?
ひどい匂いです。恐ろしい。ここはもう今までの浜辺ではありません。
Oh, the stench. The horror. This beach will never be the same.
なんで死体になんて触ったんですか？はあ、最悪の間違いを犯しましたね。
Why did you touch the dead person?
You told me
made a
to.
grave mistake.
死体を隠して間違いを正してください。
Fix your mistake by hiding it.
死体を埋めて腐敗した心をきれいにしてください。
Bury these bodies. Clean your mind of the rot.
I'm feeling a little more sketch about this whole thing now.
恐ろしい体験でしたね。でもまた一つ学びました。
That was scary, wasn't it? And yet, you learned another lesson.
怖いものには理由があります。
You're scared of some things for a reason.
本能に耳を傾けて世界は気まぐれで冷たいという事実を認めてください。
Listen to your instincts. Accept that the world is random and cold.
恐怖は役に立つものです。
Fear is useful.
たくさんの学びがありました。良い学びも悪い学びも。
Lots of good lessons today. Some things are good, some are bad.
少しは人生の残酷さに対処できると思いません
Don't you
か？
feel more prepared for uncaring cruelty of life?
私はできるようになりました。
I know I do.
これでセラピーを終わります。
This concludes my guided imagery therapy.
あなたは徳井義美博士に認められました。これでこの荒れ狂う世界を探検できるはずです。
You are now approved by Dr. Yoshimi Tokui to explore this rotating rock we call Earth.
幸運を祈ります。
Uh-oh.
歩みを止め
Thank
ず
you.
旅を続けてください。徳井義美でし
Good
た。
luck, Star Wanderer. Stay actualized. And see you next time.
Yeah, I'm Jesse fucking Faden. You're the best, Dr. Yoshimi.
I'm not sure I would have come away from that final lesson with being all like fuck yeah, but I guess you do you, Jesse. Yeah, see, there was the control point right here. Why did I have to go? Whatever. It was my fault anyways. Okay. So, mirror testing. And actually, before we start on this, I am going to use the restroom. Okie doke. Okay, so this is the formerly locked room in the synchronicity department, if you remember this. That is which is itself off of the ritual division.
Debrief for Mirror Excursion 7C. Subject is Agent Hardy. Hardy spent approximately 3 hours in the mirror. It's the longest time on record. Can you describe your experience inside, Agent Hardy? Agent Hardy is physically healthy. All tests have come back clean. Yet the speech issue has persisted for hours. Calm down, Agent. It could be psychosomatic, but the fact that this only occurred after returning from the mirror makes a paranatural explanation more likely. I recommend a battery of tests and a Class Orange quarantine.
Now, that is pretty strange. Oh. Mirror altered item. Compiled by Dr. Hubert Tan and Dr. Carla Vaughn, research specialists. Summary. This proposal is to finally determine the precise nature of the reflected space within the altered item. Is it transplanar, psychologically generated, or rooted within our own dimension? How does the altered item know the space in its vicinity well enough to reflect it? Why does it reflect some materials but not others? Is the space a parallel reality? If so, then we need to consider that while we possess this physical end of the mirror, someone else owns the other. What purposes might they use it for? Can they walk through into our own world? What are their motives? Lastly, to what purpose does the altered item produce the reflections of individuals that enter it? Can these reflected entities leave the altered item? As with all altered items, we need to attempt to distinguish if this behavior is blank. Now, just for full disclosure, to open this door, there are these two panels here, and there are cameras inside this hallway, and you have to switch these. You have to hit those switches in order to raise or lower these BlackRock panels in this configuration for the doors to unlock. And Jessie comments she questions why they made the lock to the door in such a fashion, for which we do not have the answer. Mirror containment, or perhaps we don't have it yet. Compiled by Dr. Jared Gronson, Synchronicity Department Chief. AI, I'm assuming that's an I. 60. The mirror does not reflect its surroundings with perfect accuracy. The environment seen in its glass contains slight distinctions. It is unknown why the mirror does this. If there is any blank, then it's something we can't perceive. The popular theory is that the mirror has a goal in mind, that it reflects the world it wishes were real, subtly replacing our reality with its own. While certainly far-fetched, the theory is worth noting here as a warning not to underestimate the mirror. The specially designed BlackRock panels have been installed to prevent access from our side or the mirrors. For added security, a particular arrangement of the panels is required to open the door. So, I mean, I guess that says kind of why they do it, but it doesn't really explain why. Like, does this configuration do something to make the mirror more inert? Or did somebody just decide to do it that way so that people would be confused and trying to open it? Okay, so we are entering the mirror.
Wait, that didn't sound right. Yeah, that's not good.
Peter, hundred thousand snares, you're absolutely. There are no mousing on this. Next to right ears, he limbs got the next ear. Peter, hundred exit cash bus. He's the passenger, scary, mirror, fear me.
What? I can't understand you. You need to listen. I saw something in there. There is something inside. You need to lock down the mirror.
Sir, right, rough, it's sister, who she sleeps at the. I'm not fast, so he looks as if they eat her 100.
Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you? All of you? There's something in that fucking mirror.
Snatchy and I'd knock. Niet naar knarks out the next set, favorite I've been in the around. He's got no machine looks got lush kind of bus game. I'm the finger to work fighter. I want to sit with gas with the kid. I'm a so gassy with it.
Well, that sounds pretty bad. I'm not liking where this is going.
Did you see that? Someone's in there. Hurry, Nano Masu. Whoa. Men if such hurry. That's not good.
That's very not good.
Yeah.
As you can see, Reverse Jesse has powers. How the
pale imitation.
Well, say that. How the mirror can create a Jesse that has powers, well, that's an interesting question in itself. And apparently this Jesse gets a grenade launcher, which I want a grenade launcher.
That better be all of them. That explains why they locked this mirror up.
And another question is, how far does this mirror reality extend? Let's see, this door is locked, but is that just because the designers of the game obviously didn't want us running into a mirror, you know, oldest house all over the fucking place? But is this are we supposed to also read this as the extent of how far the mirror can create this other reality, or are we supposed to take anything from this, from a story standpoint, or is this just a game design thing? But Jesse has been defeated.
What was doing with this thing?
And I guess also, how much has the hiss affected the mirror, you know? Like, is evil Jesse a thing because the hiss got to the mirror, or did the mirror create this on its own? Or I guess, would the mirror create backwards Jesse on its own?
It's cleansed now. The hiss is gone.
It's dealt with.
Mirror procedures. Acquisition date July 15th, 2005. This item should be kept in a sealed chamber with minimal external visibility. A hanging mirror, oval in shape, the frame is made of ornately wrought brass. The item does not reflect its surroundings accurately. The item's effect is complex. Most notable is the fact that the glass transports individuals to a paranatural state when touched. Excuse me. In this space is an imperfect reflection of our reality. Some objects inside the reflection are simple mirror images. Some are blank, while some do not appear at all. The reflection only contains areas within a blank distance from the item itself. Relocating the item has proven that the reflection changes Relocating the item has proven that the reflection changes depending on its surroundings. I think that's there's some grammar problems in that sentence. Agents have been sent in to explore the reflection. Blank has been observed in the test subjects sent inside, believed to be psychosomatic. Prolonged exposure to the reflection is not advisable. Well, I guess that's kind of an interesting question, is that, okay, so we listened to the tape recording of, in our world, Hardy, when he came back, spoke backwards, right? But is it that it's psychosomatic because he was in there for a while and he came back and started speaking backwards? Or are those reflected entities that escaped the mirror and came into our world, and Hardy, you know, is in there somewhere, or was in there somewhere? Makes you think. Okay. So now we've got all of that taken care of. I'm not gonna do this right now. I guess we can talk to Dr. Underhill. I think she's just gonna tell us to do more. Okay, ground slam, and then see, this would actually be kind of helpful for the end game area that I keep talking about, but that's a shit ton of points to be putting in there. I don't know right now. Okay, Underhill. Going to see Underhill. Oh, okay, so I didn't even think about it. So the thing that we got for doing the mirror side quest, jeez, I didn't even think about it. Sorry. Now, this actually brings up a point. There used to be a mod to fix this, but for some reason, the developers chose to only allow you to switch outfits in Central Executive. You can't do it from any other control point. I do not understand why they chose this, but I disagree with it. So, wait. I didn't even pick it up, did I? Fuck. Oh my goodness. Okay. I forgot that it doesn't just unlock for you, you have to go grab it afterwards. Whoa, hey! Don't scare me like that, guys. What the fuck? Okay, so after you beat Jesse and you come back, there used to be a glass wall here, but it, I guess, broke somehow, and you unlock the asynchronous suit. I guess there was some reverberation from the mirror dimension during the battle into our reality, and all of a sudden there's no more wall there. So you can grab the outfit, and then this time for real. The asynchronous suit. Which is pretty cool. Okay, now we're going back to Central Research to talk to Underhill. Trying to keep track of all this stuff. You take 2 days off from streaming, and all of a sudden your brain is just mush. Okay, so might as well show it off. Press the right stick while levitating to ground slam. Honestly, it's like the damage output is not really a thing. I pick it up because it gets you down to the ground faster.
You hungry, Steve?
Not funny, man.
Oh, hey, there's another researcher down here now. Who the fuck is this guy?
Note to self, request lock for laboratory door.
Well, that's rude.
I found the hosts. They won't be spreading any more mold.
Well done. I'll send burn teams to sanitize the locations. I'm beginning to wonder if these hosts are originating outside the threshold in independent patches of mold growth.
You don't sound very optimistic.
Optimism is for farmers, as my mother always said. I suppose you could now return to that hiss business you all seem so concerned about.
This woman has some incredible tunnel vision.
Okay.
Thanks for the information.
I thought there was a second round for that, but hang on. I gotta remove this next bot that showed up in my chat. And for some reason, my little overlay thing is not actually connecting. It's not showing on my screen for some reason. Hang on. I have the overlay for OBS, but I have one set up that's supposed to show up on my screen so I can see it, but it's when these bots are chatting, I am not seeing it pop up on my screen, so I'm wondering what the deal is there. I'm just going to type in a stupid post of nothing to see if it shows up. Okay, now it shows up. Okay. And okay. Now that shows up. So why wasn't it showing up earlier? That's weird. Whatever.
Underhill gave you the new pill, right?
Pill? What pill?
Don't you dare joke right now.
Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go continue on with what we were supposed to be doing, is the main quest. Okay, where am I going? Jesse goes back to Central Executive, agrees, candidate program in the containment sector. Going to the containment sector. This is ostensibly why they did not allow infinite hover in the first place, but you know what? I'm just trying to get through here, so fuck it. Um...
Better not get blamed for this mess in the next performance review. I have a cat to feed.
I feel you, Langston. I got two. I feel like this is not where I'm supposed to be, actually. Force walk. Okay. Oh. Sorry, Polaris. You were trying to tell me where to go. I just wasn't paying attention. Mirror supplement. Hey. Acquisition date, July 15, 2005. Victoria Mirror. Background, blank. She was admitted to a mental ward for emotional instability soon after relocating to Illinois with her family in 1914. The item only appears on record again in 2006? Huh? Acquisition date, 2005. Proofreading, guys. Come on. The item only appears on record again in 2006 when the Bureau investigated a sudden rise in disappearances in blank, Illinois. Agents found the item hanging in the local library. They contained it quickly, though the missing people of the town were never recovered. Supplementary materials. Date, August 18th, 1915. We certify that the case of Mrs. Blank has shown her to be a lunatic under the reasons of hysteria, bad company, and imaginary female trouble. Her fixation with the family looking glass is noteworthy, though not an uncommon matter when considering the female disposition. Mrs. Carver is a fit subject for the lunatic asylum and will remain in its confines until her affliction has passed. Signed, Dr. Blank. See, okay, so that's another thing. See, this brings me back to was the guy who came out and like the reversed version. I don't know.
Define new prime candidates. After North Moore stepped down, I doubled every effort to find new prime candidates. There was no one. No one but me. That wasn't good enough. I pushed hard. I never wanted the Bureau to end up in that situation again. The Bureau needs a director. Always. When my time reaches an end, I want more options on the table. P1 through P5 were all false leads, dead ends, and disappointments. Then P6, Dylan Faden. He fell into our arms. No parents, they're gone, casualties of an AWE. The boy has exceptional talent. The oldest house will be his home. We'll build him from the ground up. He'll be trained and taken care of. Darling can be in charge of this project. I can't. I'll stay away. I will not fail the boy like I failed my own family. My daughter and my wife. We weren't careful enough back then. Something came home with me. I took work home. My Susanna got sick. When I realized my mistake, I wanted to bring her here for Darling to do what he could. Kate flat out refused. Civilian doctors treated our daughter, but they didn't have a clue. She died. Kate left me. Same old story. That was a long time ago. The Bureau is all I have now. And the prime candidates are our future. There are two, P6 and P7. We're spoiled for choice.
So that's pretty dark, but I think Trench definitely made a well, okay, so leaving him in Darling's hands, who's a fucking loony bin, you know, that was a mistake. But I'm not exactly sure that having Trench like as a quote unquote father figure would be any better. I mean, look at this fucking place. Keeping him locked up in this fucking fun house of horrors was a bad idea in the first place. So. Dude's corner camping. This feels like it'd be a weird space to work in. Just sitting, like, staring at this gray wall in the middle of the corner, back here. Feels a little oppressive, I guess. Bright Falls supplements. Oh yeah, I forgot. We need to go back to the Panopticon because there's a couple of things. Now that I have Hover, there's a couple of things that I missed. Event date, September 1st, 2010 to September 14th, 2010. Event location, Bright Falls, Washington. Alice Wake, Mr. Wake's wife, was found during the Bureau investigation. She was interviewed and evaluated. She shows signs of severe mental trauma in the form of blank memory loss. She was later directed to treatment. It was concluded that she had been trapped in the threshold during its manifestation. Notable individuals still missing after the Bright Falls event are FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale and Dr. Emil Hartman, referred to the creator's dilemma and the file with respect to the Cauldron Lake Lodge. Bureau researchers believe this event was the result of a forceful perception of subjective reality stemming from Mr. Wake, overlapping on our own. Wake had been flagged as a potential para-utilitarian. See Prime Candidate Program file for more details. In 2011, a book by Clay Stewart titled The Alan Wake Files was published by Roundabout Press in New York and Olympia. Agents interviewed Clay Stewart and suspected minor para-utilitarian sensitivity. He was placed under indefinite surveillance. Notes: a monitoring station was established at Cauldron Lake to alert the Bureau of any future activity. I think there's a note somewhere back here in the dark. I think. Of course, I could be wrong. Okay, well, we'll just continue.
I can see you're upset, Meg. Why don't you tell Uncle Mr. Bones?
Uncle Mr. Bones.
I did bad on my clairvoyance test.
You can't ace every test, Meg. You see, everyone has different brains. Some brains can talk to each other. We call this ESP.
ESP?
Some brains can lift objects like a baseball. Talk about a fly ball, eh, Meg? No interruptions! So who cares if you fail your clairvoyance test? Maybe your brain can throw baseballs, or talk to dead people, or make friends blind. Once we know what your brains can do, we'll know what job to give you. And if your brains are just right, you'll get to sit in the big chair.
What if I don't want the big chair?
What if I don't want the big chair? Everyone wants the big chair, Meg! That's why we're all here. Use those brains to listen for once, or the only chair you'll get in is the one with straps.
Bright Falls summary. Event summary. An unconfirmed threshold manifestation at Cauldron Lake, Washington resulted in a fictional story written by the author Alan Wake creating an AWE in which reality was altered to match that of the story, though only locally and for a limited time. Mr. Kirkland, head of investigations, was alerted on September 13, 2010 by ex-Bureau agent Frank Breaker. Okay, so so here is another part of where games get connected and a little dicey. So this game, okay, so ex-Bureau agent Frank Breaker, C-A-W-E. Breaker had received a call from Barry Wheeler, Alan Wake's literary agent, on behalf of Breaker's daughter, Sarah, who is the current sheriff of Bright Falls. Okay, so Sarah Breaker is also the sister of Tim Breaker. Or, I'm sorry. Is his first name Tim? Fuck, I can't even remember. Anyway, Breaker is the main character of Quantum Break, right? But they can't use his name anymore. So they have to change it. So in Alan Wake 2. So that's weird thing. Like, no. Fuck, that's not right. Okay, sorry. I'm getting this wrong, so I need to look this up so I don't spread misinformation. Okay, no, so Jack Joyce is the name of the character in Quantum Break, but they changed his name to Tim Breaker for Alan Wake 2, and now he is the brother of Sarah Breaker. That's what's going on. Sorry. Okay, so anyways, now that we've gotten through that, alerted on September 13th by ex-Bureau agent Frank Breaker that an AWE event was taking place in Bright Falls, Washington. Breaker had received a call from Barry Wheeler, Alan Wake's literary agent, on behalf of Breaker's daughter, Sarah, who is the current sheriff of Bright Falls. A Bureau field team arrived at the site 2 days later, only to confirm that the event was over. Interviews were conducted, referred to the 1970 blank Thomas Zane, 1976 and 78 Odin Anderson and Tor Anderson, who are the grandfather and I guess great uncle of man, why? See, this is what I'm talking about. It's been 2 days and I'm already like not even able to remember any of this shit. What is going on? Why can't I remember her name? Saga Anderson. Okay, Odin and Tor is, I think, the grandfather, and Odin is her great uncle. And Alan Wake was believed to blank instigator. Eyewitness reports highlight an old light switch, possible object of power, that blank missing. Wake was not found at the scene. Reports claim he dived into the lake, but no body was recovered in the search. Oh my goodness. Total brain farting of stuff that I totally know. I swear I know this stuff.
I wish things had gone differently in Ordinary for us. But wishing won't change things. Finding the projector will.
Ordinary. So much coming together in this one case. A new object of power, something we have not seen before. I mean, coming from me, that's saying something. And the boy, Dylan Faden, prime candidate 6. And the sister as well. Once we catch up with her, but the boy had so much potential. We're talking Northmore level readings here. And I don't want to invoke his name, but it's completely different circumstances here. It's remarkable. There was an incident. Yes. We lost a valuable member of our team, yes. Excessive force. Dylan has so much. But he's just a kid. Like, I'll take the blame. He needs some slack. I mean, boys will be boys. He's exceptional and under a lot of stress. Roberts got killed. It's an unfortunate accident, that's all. Marshall needs to realize this. We will make this work. We'll make this work.
Okay, so now it's important to note how Darling is characterizing this. He's using loose terms, and, you know, he needs to cut some slack. Boys will be boys. So let's find... Okay, Dylan Faden... Okay, transcript. Subject was alone during this outburst. Dylan Faden, you again. I thought I told you to leave me alone. Why are you showing me this? I can't do anything. Can't you see where I am? Why don't you help me get the fuck out of here? You always show me things I can't do anything about. Stop showing me her. I don't care anymore, and I don't care about you. You both left me here to rot. Fuck off, you bitch. I will dig out my own brains if it means getting rid of you. I don't want you here. Get the fucking message. Subject repeated the phrase fuck off numerous times before being dated at 1753. Okay, it doesn't give a year or how long ago this was, but presumably he was talking about Polaris or something similar. Now, all this... Okay, well, hang on.
Prime candidate 6.
P6 victim autopsy. Okay, so listen to this. This is how it's formally characterized. Agent killed during blank involving Dylan Faden, codename P6. Blunt force injuries to the back and to the head and neck, extensive trauma of the abdominal region, lacerations and contusions of the upper and lower torso, fracture of the spinal cord between L1 and L2 vertebrae, avulsion fracture of the 3rd through 10th ribs, left and right, blunt force injuries of the extremities, abrasions, lacerations, and contusions of the extremities, dislocation of left and right elbow, dislocation of left and right knee. After examination, it was determined that the cause of death was internal bleeding that occurred when the blank was contorted through his blank. And go back and listen to how Darling tries to, like, low-key that. Okay, so one thing that is interesting is that it would appear that Polaris was trying to contact Dylan, or was in contact with him, but also it seems like Polaris was not giving Dylan his powers. So that would kind of indicate that both Dylan and Jesse have latent abilities on their own that maybe Polaris, kind of glomped onto with Jesse. Maybe that's how she was able to contact them in the first place.
Is this what Dylan wanted me to see? It doesn't matter. We need to find that projector.
And as you can see, Jessie has been on her own for a while, but the FBC has been following her for quite some time. Candidate P7 outfit. We'll take a look at that when we get back to Central. Next time we're in Central Executive, but honestly, it's kind of a whatever outfit. I never use it. There's the janitor that she was talking about. They're across the street while she's getting mugged because they're fucking dicks. It looks like she had an actual friend at one point. Destination. This is right before, presumably on her way to New York. That one's pretty badly photoshopped, if you ask me.
All the times I felt paranoid, I was right. The Bureau could have given me the answers, but they just stood by and watched me.
Yeah, they're not great. Super-Faden movement tracking. So yeah, eastward movement cause for concern starting September 24th, 2019. And she goes halfway across the country, basically. And arrives in New York City. Okay, so this is strange. So the final date arrives in New York City on October 29th, 2019. Now, you would think that that would mean that this is pretty close to when she shows up at the oldest house. But I'll have to... If I can... We'll have to... I want to go back and show you, like, the thing I found with the last login date says January 5th. So either she's been in town for a while before she stumbles into the oldest house, or there's some discrepancy on the dates here.
We used to play there all the time. Me and Dylan. And other kids as well. We loved it. This time, I remember, was different. We found a way in, deeper into it, like it had shifted. We went inside, and that's where we found the slide projector.
A dump is a place for lost things. Things that have been thrown away. Did you ever feel that way when you were growing up, Jesse?
What? No. Yes, but that has nothing to do with...
Was there a slide projector at your home when you were small?
No.
Those were before your time, I suppose. But your family did look at photos together, maybe. In one form or the other?
Maybe.
When was this? Can you remember? At parties? Barbecues? How did it make you feel? Did your parents ever show pictures that embarrassed you? Was alcohol ever involved at these parties? Did your parents drink? Did that make you uncomfortable?
No, that's just stupid. Come on. That has nothing to do with this. Nothing.
This light projector, let me ask you this. As a child, did you ever fantasize about worlds inside pictures? Inside a painting? You know, stepping into a painting, into a hidden world, escaping and finding adventure there, away from your parents.
I don't think so. I don't remember. Maybe. I don't know.
And of course, they're tapping her, her very private conversations with her therapist. Because Lord forbid that they ever actually act normal in any fashion.
They studied what happened in Ordinary here. That's the place to start looking.
Thanks, Wall. Open for a surprise.
Dylan and I were both prime candidates. Experiments.
Okay, apologies. I gotta go to the bathroom again. Of course, the stupid cat walks up begging for food. So I go and give him snacks, and then he immediately gets huffy and takes a swipe at me, because, you know, cats.
We're going back home. Of course we are. It started there, and it's never gone away.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Jesse? We took that pill. Wonder how much crap I have. Oh, actually, not nearly as much as I expected. I mean, headshot damage, 90% is pretty good, but I wonder if I should just hold on to what it's like this extra damage just in case. Oh, I haven't done the, I haven't gotten the infinite ammo mod. Now that I think about it, I was waiting to do that on stream as well, so I should do that. There is a hidden room back up over here. Hey, another damage boost. $54, nice. We're doing all right. Oops. Type written page supplement. Acquisition date, August 27th, 2019. Background. The page was discovered in an instance of the Ocean View Motel that was linked to the investigation sector. The page had been pushed into the motel's corridor from under the door with the symbol of a spiral. Spoilers, that's Alan Wake. For 10 years, I've tried to write my escape, only sinking deeper. I used to know where fiction ends and reality begins. Here, they are all the same. It's a hideous trap. My every thought made real. Fear, desire. How can I ever know for sure I've escaped and not just lost in my own fantasy of it? The thought alone can drive you mad. The identifiable words in the scratched out portion. Falls, bright falls, haunting, wake, Alan Wake, light switch, ocean, too late, and the final sentence, you've been warned. So, as you can see, they are laying down the groundwork for Alan Wake 2 in this game. Or, I mean, obviously they are, because, especially because of the DLC, which is, you know, pretty fucking obviously the intro to Alan Wake 2, but you know what I mean. Even before you get to that point, they're already doing it. Okay, so before I forget about it, transit corridor. Okay. and a C control room. Just so I could show you what I'm talking about with this date. Now, it could just be that they, I guess, maybe not ever log out of here. Oh. Last login. Sunday, January 5th. Right? Or, no, sorry. The 5th is the time at 5 a.m. But Sunday, January something. So maybe they just don't log out of this that much, but I mean, this seems to indicate that it would be sometime in January when this happened. Okay. So just wanted to show that because I've talked about it a couple times without actually showing it. And now, for the furnace, ventilation? Oh, no.
Ranger buddies.
Oh.
I should find the others.
Okay, well. That was not intentional, but I guess we got that taken care of. That was it? Okay, well, I guess you got your cafeteria back. Oh, and there's a mold thing. So we're getting 3 for the price of 1 here. And actually, while we're here, we need to see Ati about more work.
Appreciate good music. And that's the reason they can go as far as Pepe grows.
Okay. What a mess. Talk to the plants. Oh, that one's a pretty good
one. Good listeners. You can tell them anything. Or you can sing to them. They like that.
That one's a pretty fun one. Clear the mold.
You need to scrap that clean or there goes my reputation and honor. And then the good won't swing.
Clear the clog.
It's back. What would kill a bad thing? Paska mikä paska.
Actually, where is clear? Is that here? From the pump station. Yeah, okay. Well. We're trying to get to the furnace though, Adi.
Super-Faden.
I think this one. Oh, yeah, okay. So one of them, this is So like I mentioned, you can't do the furnace thing until you get hover, and you need to get hover because actually a couple of them are up, way up. I actually don't even remember where all of them are. I'll probably have to look up a guide real quick. I know one of them is up here because, well, it's it's pretty memorable that you have to go all the way the fuck to the top. And here we go. Okay. Okay, if that's the point, then we're going over here. And then I'm pretty sure another one is around here somewhere. Yeah, another one's right there. I am not even fucking with you guys right now. I got a TV in my hand. And it looks like the textures are going to shit. Okay, one TV. Let me through, please. Okay, now I gotta remember how to get in there. Oh. Two TVs. Okay, now you're just fucking with me. There we go. What? No, come on. There we go. 3 TVs. Wait, where was I? 4? 5? think that was 5. I lost track. I think there's only one more, though. Yeah, the textures are definitely not working right now. Okay, and I believe last one is in here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Let me up. Sorry, guys. I'll come back and deal with you later. Yep, okay. Weapon mod, Eternal Fire. Ammo refund chance on hit, 100%. So yeah, basically infinite ammo with the grip. Now, I would normally just equip that right now, but I mean, I got a shit ton of damage on this gun right now, so I'm thinking maybe not. I just got to be careful not to deconstruct it on accident when I get full on other mods. But that is the infinite ammo mini quest. Now we will. I mean, I'm kind of at the point where I just have ability points to burn, and since I'm using it, I would normally put it into health because I keep getting one shot by guys, but I have immortality on, so it's not like I'm actually dying. So I don't really need to invest in that. 3, 5. Okay. So now we're going back to Transit Corridor. This one.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks. Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
Maybe. But of course, the mold is also nearby. Yeah, the textures have really given up the ghost on trying to load. Work chat. Teeth. Guess who just had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teensy tiny little boxes? Me, that's who. And you know what was inside each one? A single human tooth. Fucking gross. Sterling AWE. We will be returning there, well, a while from now. But that is a place we will be returning to. Ordinary dump site. And another broken wall. I definitely underestimated how many walls and broken walls there were. I thought there, like, I remember there only being a few, but that's definitely not the case. Or maybe it's just that I only ever found a few and I'm actually paying attention to the pictures on the wall this time, looking for them. And this one is intentional. Like, I'm pretty sure this is where you might find it for the first time, because the game kind of shows you what's going on. Because if you're just looking around in this corridor, you'll see behind this wall there's a thing, and you're like, how do you get back there? And then you see this picture on the wall, and you're like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do about it? So you hit the wall, and you're like, wow, wait. If there's a picture on the wall that looks like that, then that's a breakable wall, you know? So, if you don't know about it, this might be the first time that you actually learn about them. It's a plane. You remember? I guess it may have been a couple streams ago now, a note about a guy who had to learn about how many nuts and bolts there are in a plane. Well, there's the plane. Okay. For some reason, I remember there being another room in here. Not the stairwell, or not the elevator, but like another room somewhere. Whatever. Probably think it's something else. Airplane Evaluation Order, compiled by Hubert Tan. The airplane in question has been brought in from a private airfield located in the town of Blank, Cincinnati. It is suspected to be connected to the Blank AWE and is being evaluated for altered status. The plane is currently being stored in the transit corridor in the containment sector, brought there through the New York subway tunnel. A special access Blank for more information on Tunnel Blank and links to urban legends centered on ghost stations, abandoned tracks, and Blank. See file, blah blah blah. The plane's black box is currently being evaluated for Blank, and initial readings have been taken by a research team, though no altered status has yet been detected. Hello. Ordinary AWE Stage 1A. The dump. Witness testimonies. The first slide was a room with a dirty wallpaper and dolls on a shelf. There were lots of dolls. Dylan Faden, interviewed 2002. The house was empty. No one lived there. We played in there a lot. It was our secret playhouse. Jesse Faden, therapy session in 2010. I went to school with Neil. Some kids called him Nosebleed Neil. Note, likely Neil Hosenberg, missing. It was mean. He had asthma. Tom. Note, likely Tom Barlow, missing. And his gang. Freddie. Note, likely Frederick Bartwell, missing. Hugo. Note, no one by this name was found in public records. Bullied him. We brought Neil to the dump to play. Dylan Faden, interviewed 2002. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide. Designation house.
You're listening to America Overnight, celebrating 29 years, shining a light in the shadows. Thank you for staying with us. Here's our first caller.
Hi. What I'm about to tell you, if they found out, I don't know what would happen.
If who found out, brother?
The men in the suits. They told me it was an industrial accident. But this is something else. Something nobody talks about. Ordinary.
This certainly doesn't sound very ordinary, caller.
No, not ordinary. Ordinary. It's a town. And it wasn't an industrial accident. I mean, that's what they said. But that's bullshit.
Whoa, please watch the language, caller. It may be 2 a.m., but we're still a family show.
I'm sorry. It's just, my brother was there. He said the town was destroyed, but it wasn't. I went there. The people are gone, but the town's there. It's still there.
So the population of an entire town disappears, yet the town remains. Tell me, was the phrase, "there is no salvation," written anywhere?
I'm not sure.
The same thing happened in Brazil in 23, a village called Rio Verde. More than 600 people just up and left. The government said they were fleeing guerrilla forces, but we know the truth. A mass abduction, as predicted by my regular guest, Dr. Quincy Reagan.
Abduction? You mean aliens? That's bullshit! I know they're lying!
Now, I warned you about the language, caller. I'm afraid we're gonna have to cut you off. And good timing, too. It's time for a short break. Hang in there. America Overnight will be right back.
Aliens? No! Fuck you, dude. I'm being serious. Ordinary summary. Event date, August 30th, 2002 to September 14th, 2002 in Ordinary, Maine. An AWE occurred in the town of Ordinary, caused by an object of power, a slide projector, discovered by local children at the dump outside of town. When a specific set of slides are used in the projector, The projected images opened doorways to other dimensions. Multiple slides were used by the children, resulting in the disappearance of the town's adult population. Event response. On August 30th, 2002, siblings Dylan Faden, 10 years old, CP6, and Jesse Faden, 11 years old, CP7, were playing at the local dump when they found a discarded slide projector. A team led by Director Trench and Dr. Darling arrived at the site on September 14th. AWE had ended, but the team found the Faden children, who led them to the slide projector and the slides, which had been burned with the exception of one. Jesse escaped when agents attempted to detain the pair. In total, 17 surviving individuals were found in the town. All of them were brought in for questioning and tests.
There is a curious correlation with the yet unknowable forces intruding upon our world, in the form of altered world events. These forces gravitate toward archetypal objects, a gun, a television, a supposedly haunted house. So clearly humanity affects this process. Our collective unconscious is a map of sorts. We hold the key, but we don't know how to use it. We create these archetypes through everyday life, popular culture, urban legends, but we are observing and influencing a complicated system in action. We can change the likelihood of something being a receptacle for these forces just by thinking about it. But we haven't found a method to control the outcome. And yet, there's something unique in us, in our dreams, in the conceptual reality with power with our minds. What's the cause and what's the effect? Are we the starting point or just a necessary evil in this? A byproduct, a reflection, a projection? We'll struggle to find the answers to these hard questions, or die trying.
Well, I think you're gonna eat those words.
There is a curious correlation with the
Ordinary AWE Stage 4A, Town Proper. Jesse and me followed the dung monkeys to the cave. There was a lot of them. More of the kids from town had joined up. It was really scary. Jesse grabbed the projector and we ran as fast as we could. They chased us. I fell and hurt my knee. Jesse tried to help me, but the dung monkeys were coming. They were just about to get us, but then Neil showed up. Neil looked like a dog, like a melted dog, but I knew it was him. Neil said a lot of times he didn't like being a boy because Tom just beat him up. I think he liked being a dog. The projector wouldn't turn off, so we changed the slide to the hand. I heard her immediately. She promised to help. Jesse Faden. Jesse said we should call her Polaris. It's because she was doing stars at school. Extrapolated information. Additional slide designation hand is verified and in Bureau possession. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity designation Dog Neil.
yet unknowable forces intruding upon our world in the form of altered world events. These forces gravitate toward...
Oh, fuck. Ordinary AWE Stage 2, a Sled Hill Cave. After what happened at school to Mrs. Chester, we started spying on Tom and saw where they took the projector. Tom and his troglodytes were using the Sled Hill Cave as their headquarters. That's where the projector was. They'd been using the temple slide. We called it that, but really it was a broken concrete thing, like a warehouse or a bomb shelter or something. Very dark. The Knot Mother lived there with her babies, children, I don't know. She was feeding Tom and the others her milk. They were changing into little monsters. We called them the Dung Monkeys. Unconfirmed existence of additional slides, designation temple and designation not mother. So that's pretty gross. These kids were working for this alien entity to steal the projector for it, and then she was turning them into monsters with her breast milk. So that's, you know, a thing.
Annual evaluation of Dylan Faden, formerly P6, performed by Dr. Carla Vaughn. The questions asked here correspond to the 5th iteration of the Gunner's psychological assessment. Are you ready, Dylan? Let's begin then. In a single word, describe the world around you.
Where's Casper?
Dr. Darling is out of the building today.
He's never out. He didn't want to come, did he? He never visits, not since Roberts. Tell Darling it wasn't my fault. I couldn't control it yet, but I can now. I learned. Will you tell him?
In a single word, describe the world around you.
A prison. A cold, empty prison. Not even a poster on the wall.
Mm-hmm. What is the next number in the sequence 3, 6, 9, 12, 15?
18.
What day is it today?
How the hell would I know? It's not like you give me a calendar.
You find a rabbit in the woods. It is breathing, but not moving. You cannot see any blood. What do?
Leave it.
Expand on that.
It doesn't matter. The rabbit's not real. None of it's real.
What day is it today?
Do you enjoy asking people questions that can't be answered? Is this what gets you up in the morning? What you dreamed of doing as a scared, stupid little girl?
Can you describe a dog to me?
In Ordinary, we had a friend. Nosebleed Neil. And when it all went crazy, you know what I mean. Nosebleed Neil turned into a dog. Or something like a dog.
What day is it tomorrow?
Fuck off! I don't know! There is no calendar! How can I fucking know?
Dylan, calm down.
Fuck you! Fuck you and fuck Casper! Hey! Are you watching this, you old fuck? Did you send your bitch because you're too scared of me? Where is Casper?
Security, get a team in here.
I mean, I like, you kind of have to be sympathetic to Dylan here because they they were trapping him in a box and they aren't obviously he killed a guy, which is pretty fucking bad, but like they aren't dealing with him at all. And then they send her in there to ask these stupid fucking questions. Of course he's gonna be pissed off. Like, what would you expect? I'd be pissed off if I was Dylan. Ordinary Stage 1B. The second slide we called the meadow, but it was really just an empty lot with a bunch of weeds. There was a shack and a phone line. It smelled like flowers there. It was powerful, intoxicating. We had crazy dreams there. It must have been because of the smell. I didn't like it. Didn't like losing control. Oh, in the dreams, everything was melting. And then when we come out, everything had melted around the projector. Jesse Faden. Neil was really into it. We found out he'd been coming there more and more on his own. And then Tom beat the secret out of Neil and found the projector. He and his goons took it. We thought Neil had got lost inside the meadow when Tom changed the slide, but that's not what happened. Which is interesting. I'm pretty sure it doesn't say like how he got out if they changed the slide, but maybe they were cycling through slides at some other point and he got out.
Let's see what they have on Ordinary. It's all here. Our home, our school, the woods, the dump.
Stage 4. 3, important, and stage 1, the dump. Ordinary Stage 3. Tom and the others had gotten worse, scarier. The math teacher, Mrs. Chester, tried to make them listen, and they pushed over a piano on her, broke her legs. Then Tom bashed her head in. Bye-bye, Mrs. Chester. I always liked her. I liked math. That was the tipping point. It was the Lord of the Flies level bad. The grown-ups realized something was wrong. The police came and literally dragged Tom and Hugo and the others away. Tom was screaming that the Not Mother would make them all go away. They enacted a curfew for every kid in Ordinary. Mom and Dad were pissed, asking us about the dump, about everything. I remember wanting them gone, like Tom had said. When we woke up the next morning, pretty much all the adults had just vanished. Was I responsible? Did I don't know. Disappearance of majority of Ordinary's population confirmed to result from slide projector related AWE. Wait. Oh, sorry, I picked that up. Okay. That was Jesse, not Dylan, sorry. But it is interesting that, I mean, Jesse thinks she might be responsible, but from the way Tom was talking, it may be because of the Not Mother. So it's kind of interesting. We don't know what the Not Mother was, and we don't know her abilities, if she could do that. Obviously, she can change people into other things using her milk, which is gross. But can she, like, get rid, or can she make entities vanish with psychic abilities or something?
Slide projector in the dump outside town. Did they recreate that too? Is that where they keep it?
You mentioned a poem last time we talked. By Thomas Zane?
Yes. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated.
I looked the poem up. Only I couldn't find any poet by that name. I did find a European filmmaker who moved here in the 60s, named Thomas Zane.
What? I don't...
No matter. It suits you very well. The poem. How you see things. Maybe you wrote it yourself?
I didn't.
No matter. You've said a few times that you feel like there's a piece of you missing. Can we talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, it's this... I feel an emptiness, a yearning for something that I think I lost.
It's natural for you to feel that way. Your brother and your parents are dead.
No! No. Dylan's not dead. And that's not even it.
You're referring to the imaginary friend from your childhood?
Polaris. She's come back. After a long time, she's calling me. In a dream I saw, she showed me things.
Jesse.
It felt more real than anything. As real as what happened in Ordinary.
The industrial accident in your hometown? That you believe Polaris caused?
No, it wasn't an accident. There was no industrial accident, and Polaris didn't cause it. She saved me and Dylan.
Jesse...
No! It was a cover-up. The government knows about it. There were agents there. agents from... I don't know exactly, but they took Dylan. I'll find them. I won't stop looking. Polaris wants me to go to New York. There's a building there. I have to leave soon. I have to be there at a very specific time. Something hugely important is going to happen.
Jesse, you know we can't let you go until you're well. And that begins by understanding what's real and what's imagined.
Well, this is kind of an interesting bit. So apparently Polaris was gone, or she was not in contact with Jesse for a while, and from the sound of things, Jesse was recently involuntarily committed into a hospital. Ordinary supplement. And details are largely based on interviews conducted with Dylan Faden and obtained therapy sessions with Jesse Faden, as well as circumstantial evidence found at the Ordinary site. Note that accounts provided by all three sources contained conflicting data. Example, Dylan claims there were 8 slides for the projector. Jesse mentions 9 slides. The Bureau found 1 intact slide, designation 36, and the burnt remains of 6 others. Unfortunately, these slides are too badly damaged to be used in the projector. Jesse Faden is believed to be the individual responsible for burning the slides. Note, Dr. Darling has ordered that the entirety of the Ordinary town dump be brought to the Bureau for examination and analysis, with the hopes of finding additional slides or other altered materials. And due to the limited space in the investigation sector, this AWE will be investigated in the containment sector. Kind of a weird spot for our lamp. Just chilling here in the hallway. I don't know why that sticks out to me, but it does.
They moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Dump cessation of work order. By order of Dr. Darling, all work in the Ordinary dump is to stop effective immediately. Resources will be allocated to the blank department. Details will be forthcoming. This area will be sealed at the end of the month. Please remove all personal effects before that time. Any photographic slides, the type used in slide projectors, found in the area should be delivered to Dr. Darling immediately. Well, I'm pretty sure that's been the standing order. I don't know why they have to drop that there at the end. Like, no shit. Globe supplement. Acquisition date, April 12th, 2010. The item was found in the penthouse suite of Blank in Toronto, belonging to David Wolf, who is being investigated for illegally dealing in altered materials. Bureau agents raided his penthouse and found numerous paranatural belongings, including Blank and this item. Mr. Wolf was arrested. Supplemental materials article from the Toronto Daily. So why would a 36-year-old Bay Street investment trader, filthy rich, married to a model, disappear overnight? That's the question that's kept Toronto high society up at night this past week. Police say it's being looked into. Some nutjob radio show in the States claims he disappeared to join the Illuminati. But it's this reporter's opinion that Mr. Wolf, bored of his job, sick of his family, left it all behind to retire in some remote beach paradise. Now he's sipping Mai Tais while the world thinks he's dead. Well, sounds like that'd be better than what he got. Oh, whoops.
We should check that lab.
Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Darling took the projector to the research sector. He dedicated a whole area to it, so he knew it was important. Dimensional research. That's where we go next.
Descent. Interesting. You have heard wrong. Fake news. The board is A-okay. The rebel faction Descent is fired. The crisis purge is over. This is not a matter of worry for you. You can hang up now, please. Oh. My cat just threw up. Okay. I mean, I figured I've been playing for about 3 hours, so the stream was gonna end sooner or later, but that was not the way I had expected it to end. But I guess we will head back to Central Executive to save and then finish the stream. I guess I can show off the P7 outfit real quick. Candidate P7. Yeah, see, nothing special.
None of this would have happened if those morons in research had more common sense.
So many variations of the Hiss morphology. I wonder if they're distinct entities or stages of some rapid evolution process.
I bet when this is all over, we find out Darling was behind it. That man was bound to snap.
Well, you're about half right.
Apparently the director restored HRA production. They're already getting other survivors out of safe rooms.
Great. Maybe I can get back to my office soon. I miss having a door to close on people.
I think you're gonna have to endure the inconvenience a little longer.
Yes, I believe so.
Did you see that hiss they marched through here? Why the fuck didn't we put a bullet in that thing's head?
I heard it's the director's brother. Would you shoot your brother?
That's no one's brother anymore. He's the enemy, plain and simple.
I'm right here if you got something to say.
Having access to a live hiss subject will yield all sorts of useful data.
Hi.
Do you remember Mr. Tomasi, the head of communications? The hiss he was changed into showed up in containment, near the turntable.
I'll take care of it. That thing's not getting away this time.
I was just
I've heard
there.
reports about his particular use of language and intonation when repeating the hiss babbling. The biological and behavioral distinctions between different hiss-corrupted individuals is truly fascinating. I wonder if I could categorize the data.
And she's already off on her own thing. I've been seeing these Darling presentations all over. Seems like he enjoys the limelight.
So you noticed, huh? When he recruited me out of college, he actually came to visit. He interrupted my physics course by shouting, "Not quite, Professor," and then marching down to the front of the class where he proceeded to berate the very idea of laws of thermodynamics. He's been a showboat all his life.
Darling visited you in college?
Yeah, he read a paper I'd published, came to recruit me for the Bureau. I accepted and then spent years waiting for access to the confidential research that Darling promised me. And whenever I ask about my access level, he just mumbles that it's temporarily postponed and then changes the subject to the effect of entropy on luck.
I wonder who else Darling hid his work from. Marshall? Trench?
Yeah, this place has a problem with secrecy.
Have you learned
IMO.
anything about Dylan's condition?
Only that he's definitely hiss, but I guess his chanting made that pretty obvious. You know, interestingly, the words of the hiss incantation have an average length of 4 letters. The most common word used 7 times is want. The next most common are through and time. It's very interesting, don't you think?
I don't care about the words. What about my brother?
Right. Sorry, I got a little off track. Well, strangely, his tissue samples all look healthy, unlike the other hiss I've tested.
That's good news. Right? I wanted to talk to you about the crazy things I can do. My abilities. I get the sense that they're not very usual around here.
Well, usual and unusual aren't really benchmarks at the Bureau, but for some perspective, Director Northmore once used the floppy disk to send a bowling ball 6 yards through the air, and that was considered a huge deal. So compared to that, you are most certainly an outlier.
An outlier. I like the sound of that. I should get going.
Don't let me hold you up.
Okay, so we've come back, I showed off the outfits, and we've talked to Emily. So I am going to close the stream off here and we will be continuing tomorrow. I hope, as far unless something unexpected happens. I'm not taking another break, so we will be back tomorrow to maybe wrap up, depending on how long I play. Either way, thank you for coming back and sticking with me through the first crash, and I hope you have a good rest of the day.